Hello everybody and welcome back. As always, I am Mateo311 and this is your channel for everything VR related. Today, we are once again talking about Zenith. For starters, I'm really happy to see so many people enjoying this game. The attention is great for VR overall, but I'm about to trigger some people because I am completely done with this game. And when I say done, I mean done playing, not I've completed all the content. I just don't want to jump back into this game. Now, I've already made multiple videos on this title, some with a much more positive tone, all of which I completely stand by, especially my video detailing how this isn't the right direction for VR. And if you don't agree with me, well, that's fine. Since this is a fairly one-sided video, I would love to hear down in the comments what you love or hate about Zenith. What it comes down to above all else is the fact that Zenith is just not for me, and I know many others who feel the same way. Even if all of my issues from the everything right and wrong with Zenith video were addressed, it would only be a better game and still not right for me. My objective for this video is to explain why I have no interest in returning to the world of Zenith, and to preemptively answer the defensive comments that I'm sure are bound to show up in any negative Zenith video. Again, this is all highly subjective. My channel is all about giving you my insight, and your preference may vary from mine. I'm ordering this video from the smallest to largest issues, and we'll start things off with bugs. The bugs that exist in Zenith actually aren't that bad. I've been around plenty of worse releases, but when you're struggling to enjoy a game, items like falling through the map and having to reload, friends not showing up on your map, voice chat not connecting, and server outages make it much harder. On top of that, the controls need a serious overhaul. I'm constantly casting spells by accident, grabbing my quick item when trying to cast the upward gesture spells, or not being able to attack mid-battle because an enemy has dropped an item and I've accidentally grabbed it instead of my sword. I really wish you can pull items from over your shoulder like other VR titles, rather than having them floating in front of you at waist level where you accidentally grab them quite often. An enemy drop should be an automatic pickup when you walk over them, rather than having to grab them, which becomes an issue during combat. Are they annoying? Yes. Are they game breaking? No. And yes, I do understand this game is technically early access, and bugs are being removed at a rapid pace, but currently it's just more fuel for my fire. Also, I'm not sure what's more important for Ramen VR, minor bug fixes or expanding content. And while we're talking about content, there's no hook for me. I need a game to hook me. That could be a deep storyline, sophisticated mechanics, or just an addictive gameplay loop. Unfortunately, there is no storyline to take in. The combat and flight mechanics frustrate or just bore me, and gameplay is a never-ending supply of fetch quests. After the initial honeymoon period, I don't find anything pulling me back into this game. Sure, there's always the allure of leveling up and unlocking new skills, but there's no real surprises, and the skills you unlock just don't excite me. Playing 10 to 20 hours to unlock this dud of an ultimate does basically nothing for me. If you're about to play the social card, how MMOs are big open giant worlds with lots of people, well, that didn't do anything for me either. I encountered large groups that were just trampling through content, or I met people who kept asking very basic questions. I was happy to lend a hand, but I definitely didn't form any bonds. I even met up with multiple personal friends in game, and it didn't really help the experience. 2 hours of running around with Beardo Benjo and Steve Knows, and the three of us weren't really feeling it. When it comes to socialization, there are just better free options available. VR Chat and Neos VR have so many more options and types of content for you to explore, and a huge array of avatars that will let you truly express yourself, rather than those generic Zenith characters. In these social apps, I've played hide and seek, Among Us, and even experienced a scripted movie featuring live actors. So if I'm looking for socialization in VR, I have better places to go. And if you want more game in your socialization app, there's always Rec Room, which once again is a free app. But one of the biggest kickers for me is the combat. This is a core gameplay mechanic, and I just can't get past it. Yes, it has improved a lot since alpha, but as my friend Beardo Benjo eloquently stated, it's just not meaty. The combat has no real feel. What makes games like Boneworks and Legendary Tales so good is the feel of the combat. You can feel the weight of weapons, the physics and collisions are absolutely amazing, and it makes every single fight unique and entertaining. This is the easiest way for me to explain the difference.
This is a work of art. This is bullshit. This is a work of art. This is bullshit. This is a work of art. But this is bullshit.
I know this is an apples to oranges comparison, and a lot of this comes down to preference. I don't think everyone would enjoy Boneworks or Legendary Tales, and there are aspects found in Zenith that you just can't get anywhere else. I just don't enjoy them. But if you do, keep playing the game. But my biggest issue with playing Zenith is I don't feel like my time is rewarded. Zenith is a time sink, which is actually something VR needed, but I don't feel like I'm making any meaningful progression. Sure, maybe those pew 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 numbers went up a little bit, and I've increased my stamina. The exponentially slowing level system is a staple of many MMOs, and it's personally something I can't stand because it just artificially extends gameplay length and just repeatedly regurgitates the same content. Battling enemies at levels 10 plus doesn't feel really different than levels 1 through 9, but to the credit of Zenith, they do try to change things up by making those higher level areas much more vertical, focusing on flight, but I found myself constantly battling the stamina system and even rage quit on more than one occasion. I just kept forcing myself to play this game out of a combination of FOMO and trying to find out what was enticing so many other people. In the end, it's what I expected from the original alpha. Zenith is not for me, and I still don't believe it's the correct direction for VR games. The fact that the launch was successful, and the fact that they were able to overcome some extremely challenging hurdles is great for VR and VR gamers in general. I want to see this game continue to thrive, but I doubt I will ever be playing it again, as the core of this game just isn't what I'm looking for. And after speaking to many other people in the VR community, I know I'm not alone. Something like the new Cyber Ninja class just won't be enough to pull me back in. Now, I'm not looking to turn this video into a Legendary Tales endorsement, but that is currently my favorite VR RPG. It just received a major update, and I jumped back in last night with Soulfox Gaming and constantly found myself saying, wow, this game is just amazing. It has a class system that rewards you for doing what you want to do. Swing a heavy sword around, your character gets stronger. Continually cast spells, and you get better at magic. And there's just an amazing balance between doing what you want to increase stats, assigning additional attributes as you level up, and picking your own class skills. Soulfox has created a monk-like character who is blocking sword attacks with his forearms and bashing in skulls with nothing but his fist. I've built a glass cannon mage that can engulf the room in fireballs and lightning bolts. And we have a trusty tank on our team who seems to never go down. On top of this, the game has amazing graphics and physics-based combat. But this is only possible because the game is not restricted by MMO limitations. You don't need to create a grind and balance everything. You just need to create a fun RPG experience, and they've nailed it. And personally, that's the direction I think VR should head in, rather than MMO worlds that don't allow us to capitalize on what makes VR great. Okay, everybody, that's why I'm done with Zenith. Feel free to blast me down in the comments or agree with me. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. And if you're new here, please consider subscribing.